My subject for today is, do you have peace with God through Islam? Is Islam able to establish peace between you and God? Can you say, I am 100% on God's side, belong to God's heaven, and will not see hell in the future? This is what a true belief can do for you. It puts your hands in the hands of God and guarantees your afterlife. Is Islam that true belief? Was Islam able to put your hands in the hands of God so far and tell you that your relationship with God is eternal? Can you say that because of Islam you have confidence and peace in your heart now, and you do not have any concern about your eternity? Do you know any Muslim in the history of Islam who was able to say, I am free now, I am saved, I am truly united with God and will be with Him forever? You and I know that even Muhammad was unable to testify such a unity with God, which could last forever and give him eternal assurance. He said that he never knew what was going to happen to him after death. God is not interested in a provisional or half-hearted unity. God is perfect and desires a perfect unity, because only perfect unity can create eternal peace between God and His people, especially those who claim to be His prophets. Therefore, when a prophet says that he does not know about his afterlife, it means that he is not in unity with God and does not know what the true unity and peace with God is. This is where I was scared to death about my spiritual life while I was a Muslim. I said to myself that the Prophet of Islam was the most pious Muslim. He was the number one in following the instructions of Islam and staying faithful to his God. Despite all his good deeds, he said that his future was unknown to him, whether he would go to heaven or miss it. I realized that something must be wrong in Islam. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any uncertainty which terrorized Muslims. Islam means submission in Arabic. Muslim means the one who is submitted to God. Isn't this submission supposed to create assurance in Muslims about their future? If not, what then is the benefit of submitting to the God of Islam? I asked myself, why would I call others to submit to Islam and become ambiguous like me? Why would I follow Islam and allow this uncertainty to torture me daily? How fortunate was I when these questions started to be parts of my daily life. Have you had any chance to raise these questions in your mind and come up with any answer? It is vital for you to find a path that rescues you from all kinds of ambiguities, unites you with God, and creates eternal peace in your heart. The true God desires you to allow Him to enter your life on earth and give you eternal confidence. Any belief that claims to be from God must be the reflection of God's desire and able to unite you with Him. Islam has not been able to give you confidence about your future. You desperately need to follow a different belief that is able to unite you with God and establish you in a perfect confidence. Islam is not any different from paganism. Pagans talk exactly like Muslims and say that they also do not know what will happen to them after they die. Pagans are also in fear about their future as much as Muslims are. What kind of God is the God of Islam, who is called compassionate but does not rush to help Muslims with their fear of the future? Muslims pray 5 times a day, fast for a month each year, and do all the other things that they are asked to do, but are still in terrifying fear about whether they will be able to make their spiritual journey to paradise or will end up in hell. Compassion means sympathy, concern, and care. If you are praying and crying to your God every day to put you on the right path and release you from your fear, why doesn't He free you from your fear and fill your heart with joy and comfort? Something is wrong here. Either God is not compassionate or Muslims are not on a right path. But every religious person in the world believes that God is the source of compassion. If so, then God never delays His compassion to those who cry for His care. Therefore, Islam is not a true religion which delays God's care for people. When you follow a true belief, God will fill your heart with confidence, peace, and joy. Confidence, because God is the all-knowing God and will show your future to you. Peace, because you will be in His arms, in a very safe place, and nothing will be able to separate you from His love and care. Joy, because you will overcome the fear forever. You do not have any of these in Islam. All you have heard from childhood up until now is that Islam is the last and perfect religion and God is with Muslims. Even though there is not any logical reason in Islam for any one of these claims. When you say that God is with you, but you are not sure about your afterlife, then you can see that Islam is leaving you hopeless about your future. A religion with hopelessness should not be called perfect. Because to be with God means that you are free from fear of going to hell and have 100% assurance that as you are here with God on earth, you will also be with God in heaven after you die. God is the God of confidence, both for this world and the world after. When He is with you now, He gives you the confidence of being with Him in both worlds. If the God of Islam or any other God does not give you confidence for the life after, He cannot be the true God. The message of Islam is contradicting itself. It says that Muslims are with God in their life on earth, but it is not clear whether they will be with God in the afterlife or go to hell. Unity and peace with God on earth must lead to eternal unity and peace with God in the afterlife and give complete assurance to people. It is here that the major difference between Islam and faith in Christ shows itself. The Gospel of Jesus Christ says, if you are with God now, you will be with Him forever. But the Quran says, if you are with God now, it is not clear whether you will be with God in the afterlife or go to hell. You see that unity with God is the real unity in the gospel. It establishes a friendship between you and God in such a way which continues to eternity. The real friendship should be deeper, longer, and full of confidence. Friendship with the God of Islam is not deep. It is with fear which destroys trust, peace, and comfort. So we can see that the submission to God in Islam is not real but artificial. If it was a true submission, it would not create ambiguity and fear in Muslims about their afterlife, but would give them eternal confidence of being with God. According to the gospel of Jesus Christ, if you are submitted to God and united with Him on earth, He never negates His covenant with you, but keeps it forever and fills your heart with confidence. Therefore, the unity with God in our lives on earth will take us to heaven in order to be with God forever. So when a person asks you whether you have peace with God through Islam, your true response should be no, since Islam does not give you assurance about your future. Then you need to rush and ask that person to give you advice on what to do to have peace with God and be saved from your fear about your future. You will see the light of heaven in that person if he or she is a follower of Jesus Christ. You will learn how to truly unite with God in every aspect of your life and have peace with Him. You will also learn how to have peace with others. God is the source of peace. Unity with the source of peace will bring peace into your own life. Then you will become peaceful, a peacemaker, and have peace with others too. In other words, if you do not have peace with God, you will not be able to have a genuine peace with people, either in your own family or outside of it. When you unite with God and have peace with God, His compassion becomes a motivating factor in your relationship with others. You therefore become a peacemaker instead of hater. You can say then, if God is compassionate toward me while I am a sinner, I also need to try my best to be compassionate toward others who are like me. These compassionate, loving, and peacemaking attitudes belong to the faith of Jesus Christ, not to the Islam of Muhammad. Jesus never hates, curses, or kills sinners, but always approaches them with kindness and allows kindness to work instead of hatred. For Jesus Christ, love, kindness, and peace can change people for good, not hatred and hostility. There is not a single verse in the entire gospel of Jesus Christ to teach hatred against sinners or people who oppose you. The gospel never instructs its followers to kill others. Jesus changed me and millions of others just through His amazing love and kindness. He opened our eyes to see that hatred not only aims at others' life, but also aims at the destruction of peace in our own lives and families. So we can see how true unity and peace with God makes us peaceful and paves the way for us to unite with others through love and kindness and live in peace with them. We also can understand now why Islam hasn't been able to establish peace. Because harshness in Islam is stronger than kindness and forgiveness. My point to you is this. You need to have peace with God now. And that is possible only through Jesus Christ. You also need peace with your family and others. This is also possible only through Jesus Christ. Are you eager to have peace with God in your family and in your relationship with others? If you are serious, you need to get your conscience to consider the proven objectives I have been sharing with you. True peace will not be possible without the leadership of the Prince of Peace. Who is the Prince of Peace? Who do you think the Prince of Peace should be? The Prince of Peace should be someone who has the heart of God in order to be able to approach people as God does. The Prince of Peace does not practice discrimination, but believes in the right of everybody, no matter if they are friends or not, since God has created all with the freedom of choice. As God is so generous and has created the world for all, as He sends His rains for all, the Prince of Peace also must be generous like God in order to win the hearts of His enemies through generosity. Also, the Prince of Peace never rushes to war, since His mission is to bring people to one another through knowledge and understanding in order to establish peace among them. Now, if you borrow a gospel from a Christian, read and compare it with the Quran, then you will understand that the Prince of Peace is Jesus. 700 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, the prophet Isaiah prophesied about Him like this: "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be on His shoulder, and His name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." With the birth of Jesus Christ, this prophecy was fulfilled. The Gospel says in the book of Colossians, chapter 1, verses 19 and 20, that all the fullness dwelt in Jesus Christ in order to reconcile all things in heaven and on earth to God. Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace. He is able to reconcile all to heaven and to one another. Follow Jesus in order to be able to unite with God and have eternal peace with Him.